Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel AI Discoveries. So today I'll be talking about the Flask API. This is the continuation video of get and post activities in the Flask. So I'll be talking about the put activities and the delete activities under the Flask API. So how we can create the API? Let's start with that. So let me go to the Flask API. Visual Studio Code. Under that, as you can see that I've already created these routes for the get and post activities. If you wanted to look for these videos, you can go to my description, and you can reach out to my description and go to that video and get that activities done. And once you're done with that, you can come back to here and just look for the other activities, the boot and delete activities. So let's start with that. So obviously I have already defined about the requirement.txt. What is this requirement? So we are taking this class and parameter, and these are the libraries. I've already described what this library does, is what is the use of it, and what we are going to do that. So obviously here in this get and put and delete activities, the things will be same. We have already created the object of the Flask, and this is the class we have defined it for storing the put data, post data, and put data if you wanted to update any data, so that it will be easy so that we can store it during the session. You can also in the place of this class, you can place some storage mechanism, so that you can whenever you are doing the post activities, it will get updated into the storage. This part I'll be taking later on, the later on in other videos. So since it is a basic understanding how we can start with the Flask API, how we can create this API, so that is why I am taking this. So in the other videos I'll be taking the storage, how we can actually perform all these activities, REST API activities for the storage. So let's start with that. So as you can see that this is the class I've defined for the session storage, and this is the session list I've defined for the storing the data which is coming via post or put. So that is the way it will be activated. So here I have defined about the post activities, and this is the function, and this is for the get method. So I'm returning the JSON file, JSON of this list data. So let me start with the put activities. So I'll be taking this data, put data. So let me put it over here. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm using the object of the Flask API, and this is the route, and under the route what I'm defining is the activity slash the activity ID. It means what is the ID you wanted to update it, either ID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically in my case what I'm taking is ID is the total ID is length of the data which is stored in the session list, and 012 is the index number of that, so that I can say that okay, index number 0 you can update it, or index number 1 you can update it. So that is the way, and this is the put method I'm applying it. And what I'm doing is here in the function, it is taking that if the activity ID is less than 0 or activity is less than session list. Obviously as I mentioned already, I'm taking this length as length of the session, and 012 is the index I'm referring it. So if it is giving that, it will give the abort, and it will give that activity not found. So, and then after that I'm doing that accepting the activity class, where I'll be accepting the JSON data when that you will be asking for the update. And once it is done, what I'm doing is I'm just there is a update activity with the updated activity. I'll be doing that model.dump. So model.dump is basically the attaching the whatever the data is already existing there and updating it. So once it is done, so what I'm doing is I'm updating the data with session of that particular index. So let's say if the activity ID is 0 or 1, so whatever the data is there, I'll be replacing with that index. So if there is activity that is 0, session of 0 will be updated with whatever the data you will be passing, and then after that the updated data will be converted into the JSON and then put it back to the you, so that you can see that okay, this is the data you have updated it. So this is how it is done for the updation, and this obviously this is the exception which is there for the whenever the validation error or some error is happening. So this is one. Now we'll come to the delete activities. Obviously here also the delete activity, what I'm doing is, let me explain that. So once you come back to the, what I'm doing is, again I'm using the same object route, and the route, and again I have defined it the activity slash what is the index of the activity you wanted to delete it, 0 1 2 3 of the index of the session list, and this is the method we are defining it. Now under the function, what we are doing is we are again checking the activity ID 0 less than 0 or more than length of the session, which I already mentioned over there. Like we are taking the index and the length of the session list for the identification and updation or deletion. So when it is not satisfying the condition, then we are aborting it. Then after that, what we are doing is we are doing the session list. This is the session list list, and under that we are doing the popping out. So whatever the activity ID, either the index of 0 1, it is whatever the ID we have passed it, we will be popping out. It means we are deleting out, and then we are storing it, and then and after that we are returning okay, this is the data, it got deleted. So that is how we actually perform the delete activities. So let me save this, and I'll showcase you how we can actually test this activity. So we have done with the implementation through the coding, and yeah, let's start with that. So let me just open the terminal, new terminal, and as you can see here, let me just activate my Python env. This is my environment. I have already this is activated. Now before that, since you are new to that, you need to install the requirement.txt. So for that you just need to write this command, pp install -r requirements.txt. So once you give the command, it will start downloading all the libraries by taking from the requirement.txt. Since I've already done that, so I don't require that. Now let me just run this file. So python flask activity.py. Once I run that, as you can see that this is the host I have defined it, and this is the port it is defined to run on that. So let me just take you through the postman, where I can showcase how we can perform all these activities. So once you come to the get and post activities, you can see here as of now there is no data, it's an empty list. So let me add some data like AI discoveries in the allocation. So let me just add it. Once I add it, you can see that this is the data, it got updated, and even in the get activities you can see that this data is already updated. Now let me add one more data. I'll just add it, Delhi, okay, and I'll just give I love AI discoveries, and then if I'll update it, so this will get updated. So if you come to the get activities, you can see all the data. So with the port, what we can do is the data will be we will be writing the data, but through the get we will be fetching the data. This is how we do that. Now when come to the put activities, obviously we just need to define what you wanted to, which index you wanted to update it, and that's why it is 0, and what you wanted to update it are the location and the duration in minutes. So let me just do the put activity. Once I do that, you can see that this is the data, it got updated. And once I come back, you can see here AI discoveries, and this is India, it will become USA and 30 minutes. So this is how the put activity will work. Now comes to the delete activities. Obviously, again the activities, which index you want to delete it, so it will be 0. You can take any 0, 1, 2, 3. So as of now I'm taking 0. Once I do that, I'll be giving this, it will delete this duration 30 minutes USA AI discoveries. Now when I come to the get activities and run through that, you can see this is the updated one, and it will only remain with the I love AI discoveries at daily location, and duration is 50 minutes. So this is how the put activities will work on that. So yeah, this is how we perform most the core pillar of the REST API, how and we implement that. So please like, share and comment if you have any queries. Thank you.